Good morning, friends. Welcome to Take Two for this Wednesday, the 19th of December, 2018. I hope I'm not covering up any microphone here on my camera. I'm Jeanne. It's hump day. I hope you're doing just great. You know, I thought today it might be fun to just kind of let you into my personal world just a little bit more. And as you can see behind me is a little Christmas tree. Well, I want to talk to you a little bit today about trees. You know, at first, I wasn't feeling very festive. I confess to you, boys and girls. I really was not in the Christmas mode at all. And I decided I wasn't going to put up any decorations. I just didn't want to do it. And then I started thinking about this little tree that I have. I'm gonna share it with you now. Little tree that I have that my friend Bobby gave me a few years ago. And I use it not only at Christmas time, but I just kind of leave it up all the time. And this is my little Charlie Brown tree. It's actually a little Charlie Brown tree. She got it at her workplace. She works in a department store. And she got it at the end of the season last year, or maybe it was the year before. And there was like one left, and she got it on clearance. And she said, I think you might like this. So she gave it to me. So we leave it up in the Florida room all year long just to remind us about sometimes it's a big full tree, and sometimes it's a Charlie Brown tree, a life for us. And this is just one of those times that I thought, well, I'll just put that. But then as time went on, you know, I decided, you know what, maybe I do need to put a little tree up. I went to my storage unit to get out some winter clothes, and while I was in there, there was the box with our little 3-foot tree that we like to put up in the living room. We usually put up our big tree down in the Florida room, but this was just our little tree that we put up. And then on top of that, you know, we needed some boxes of ornaments, and there was one box just sitting right on top. So I grabbed it and I said, you know what, let's just go ahead and put up one little tree. So there you go. I ended up doing it after all. I started thinking about trees and their functions. So I pulled up a little bit of information from the North Carolina Forestry Service, and it talks to us about what the function of trees are. Now you think about it, trees go way back, you know, mention of trees in the Bible in Genesis, talking about trees. They played a huge spiritual function, you know, when God told Adam and Eve that he was going to give them all kinds of beautiful trees with fruit on them, and they could eat from all of them, but not to touch the tree, that the good and evil tree, because they shouldn't do that. He was testing their devotion to him, and of course they broke that, and well, the rest is history. But I want to talk to you about what function trees have. Trees contribute to their environment by providing oxygen. Imagine them. It improves air quality, climate, conserving water, preserving soil, and supporting wildlife. Yes, trees are there for wildlife. During the process of photosynthesis, remember that from your science and school days? Trees take in carbon dioxide, they produce oxygen that we breathe. So why are they useful for us? Well, trees are very important. They're vital. As the biggest plants on the planet, they give us oxygen, they store carbon, they stabilize the soil, they give life, again, to birds and other wildlife, and they will also provide us with materials for tools and shelter. And they are important to us. It is very important to remind us to plant trees. My husband was a member of the Arbor Day Society for many, many years, and we planted lots and lots of trees in those years that we were members. Trees will prevent erosion of soil. They provide us with a home for, like I said, a variety of different kinds of animals and birds. And of course, critical importance to humans, they play a major role in that oxygen that we breathe. You know, not only that, but I'm going to take you over here too. We haven't been using the fireplace very much because it really hasn't been hot enough. So we're so grateful that there's such a thing as this, the Yule log on television. Amazing that those logs never run out. They never burn down. But I think it is important to remember that we have trees and we have wood for so many things, building things, and also, you know, just having them for all the trees that we saw knocked down when we were down in the Panhandle, and we saw that there were just so many trees. And now a lot of those trees, I'm just going to let you know, are being ground up and made into pulp so that they could be used for a variety of things, for fuel and for all sorts of good stuff. It's not just being burnt off, but those trees are being utilized in a positive way after the Hurricane Michael this year. But what else are trees good for? Well, besides all of those scientific things I told you, and making furniture for us and keeping us warm in the fireplace, well, I happen to think that this tree right here is something that can bring me a little bit of joy this Christmas season. You know, my sister, I was bragging about her making her handmade ornaments, and she does a phenomenal job. And her firstborn grandson, when he was born in 2013, when he was just in September, he was just a few months old when the first Christmas rolled around. Ever since then, he's been enthralled by Graham's tree, and he loves her decorations. And he even did what he called his creation, where he took some tinsel of his own and garland of his own and wrapped it around the stairs that went to the upstairs at the house. And he did that so that he could be part of the festive decorations. And, you know, I have one ornament right here that was in that box, and it's one that my sister made. And it's a little Christmas stocking, and she knitted it herself. You know, all her ornaments on her tree are all handcrafted, and that's what makes it so very special. But I do want to say that when you have a tree and you can put gifts under it, and when you can see the face of children on Christmas morning, remember those mornings, guys? When you'd come down and there would be these beautifully wrapped boxes, or there would be something. I remember my all-time favorite surprise on Christmas was when I went and there was that purple Stingray bicycle leaning against the tree that my parents had been up for hours putting together this bicycle and having it ready for me so that in the morning I could be surprised. And I remember riding the bike down the hallway of the house. It was the one day of the year that I would wake up in the morning early, the one day. But trees have a lot of significance. So whether it's a Charlie Brown tree or whether it's a 30-foot or 50-foot tree that you have in, in Rockefeller Center, it doesn't matter. Even if you just have a little tabletop tree like I do this year, it doesn't matter. The significance is what matters. So think about trees. And if you don't have one up yet, you know, you don't have to necessarily put up a tree, but some kind of decoration, even a little something. I promise you, it found its way into my heart to give me a little bit more of a festive feeling when I wasn't feeling all that festive. So trees, think about them, okay? Hey, trees are a blessing in our lives. If we didn't have trees, we wouldn't have all those other things that I was describing to you. So like those trees, go be a blessing to somebody today. Go be a blessing in their life. You might end up being the only one who is. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Jeanne Sigler, JeanneSigler. Hit that subscribe button and you can watch some past Take Twos. And also, last but not least, don't forget, great holiday programming on WRMZ FM. So go to WRMZ.org and click the listen button. Okay, if you haven't decorated it already, it might be time for you to decorate your tree. Happy Hump Day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.